I am a real estate broker with LPT Realty and owner of the Ann Red Group. And this is Charlotte Market Buzz, your daily show that talks all things real estate in the Charlotte metro region, both North and South Carolina. And we're going to talk about the real estate market every single day from 9:30 until 10, Monday through Friday. There's so much to talk about and what's going on and what's happening in the market within our metro region. And I am so interested in all of the projects going on around our area. And I just want to talk about it. So that's what we're doing here. Every day, we're going to talk about something a little different. We're not going to hit numbers every day, but they are important. So today, what we're going to do is kind of look at what happened in March. Usually, I'm going to do Market Mondays, but this is my first day without technical difficulties. So I want to talk about what's going on in March and take a look at what's happened in our real estate market in the past 12 months. And so hopefully you can get a better idea of what's happening in our real estate market in case you're thinking about buying or selling this year. I think it's going to be very, very telling as we go throughout the summer months and what's happening. And we can take a look at that now. So I'm just going to hit my little screen share thing here and we're going to take a look. Okay. So this is a report that I get through our MLS and it's called a SAM report. I like to look at averages. I don't like to look at the median, but we can if you have a serious interest in it. But usually what I like to look at for this show is going to be our metro region. So our metro region is going to encompass Mecklenburg, Union, Cabarrus, Iredell, Gaston, Lancaster, South Carolina County, and York, South Carolina County. Now, there are some other counties, pieces of counties in there, but for the most part, that is our market. Now, if you're interested, and you might not be, but our MLS actually runs from, it goes into South Carolina, encompasses all of Union County, all the way, it kind of goes up, but shoots to the left of the Triad, but then encompasses the entire western part of the state. So I can look at numbers in Asheville. I can look at numbers in the mountain part of the United States or North Carolina. So we're not going to do that here, but if you ever have any interest in what's going on, I do have a listing in Lake Lure. And we might talk about that some a little bit because that's a really interesting market over there right now. So this is our SAM report for the Charlotte metro region. And if you see here, I'll lift this up just a little bit. This is the average sales price. And this is actually, I like the 10-year view. And the reason I like it is because you get a broader brush photo of what's happened over the last 10 years. And I do like every data point being there, not rolling. So take a look at this. 10 years ago, January 2015, the average sales price in our metro region was $205,833. And the end of March or March 2025, our average sales price was $511,794. Now, that is you can see the undulations in the market year in and year out, but we have been in an upward trend for those 10 years. And so you can take a look at this and see in the course of a 12-month period, where are our high points and where are our low points? So if you take a look, okay, so our low point this year so far has been December. I would not expect to see another low point until December, January of 2025 or 26. Okay, we go back to the next low point was December 23. Here's our low point, January 23. Okay, January 2022. Then we've got February, January 2021. So you can see what happens. And so the high point in our market when it comes to sales price is going to be May, June, July, mostly, sometimes April. But if you look at from January 2023, what happened March, April, May, June. July usually takes a little dip. August takes a dip. It usually pops back up in September or October. And then we kind of start a downward trend. So this is what we're looking at. So our average sales price in our metro region is $511,000. Now, Mecklenburg County is going to be more for the most part. Union County's more. But don't be discouraged if you're looking at that 511,000 and you are below that price point. There are plenty of properties underneath that market or that 511,000 price point, and there are plenty that are above it. So it gets really, really tough in the 2 to 3s unless you are willing to go a little further out. But it's doable. 3 to 4, we can find plenty of houses. Okay. So if you're taking a look, you're thinking about buying this year, we'll keep an eye on interest rates. We'll have another day where we talk about that, and keep an eye on the time of year. Okay. Now, a couple of little things I want to take a look at along with our sales price, just looking at new listings. Okay. This is our low point, December 24. Here's January 25, February, March. This is an interesting number based on what we're seeing from the past years. You remember we had some really high listing years, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then things kind of dropped off a little bit, as you can see here in 23, because this is when interest rates started moving north. Okay. You weren't getting your 3.5% interest rates anymore. And it really put some brakes on the real estate market. And you can see it here with the amount of inventory. I mean, March 2023, actually, let's look at, March 2023 was the lowest March. There's February, March. Here's March here. Let's see, this is March. So you can see that March 2023 was pretty low. Okay. So just keep an eye on what's going on with inventory. Here we are, March 2025, with 4,949 listings, new listings, way above March 2024 with 4,256 listings. So we will take a look as we go through the year, what's going on with our inventory. This is a really good sign. And I'll tell you why this is a good sign. You know, in this market right here from, let's say, August 22 until here recently, people have been hanging on to their listings, their homes. Okay. They got 3.5% interest rate, 2.5% interest rate, and they have not been willing to put their homes on the market. And it has caused our real estate market has really kind of been compacted a little bit and down, because we don't have the amount of inventory that there is demand for. We need more listings. And what this looks like to me is this might be starting to ease a little bit, as I do think we're going to see interest rates come down this year. They are coming down. And I think the more the interest rates come down, I think you're going to see more people put their houses on the market, because they're okay with the interest rate hit, because it's not like it was at 8% like it was last year. All right. So here we have inventory creeping up. So, you know, last year in May, April, we had 5,100 listings. I'll be interested to see what April does for this year. I don't know about anybody else, but I've got quite a few listings right now, and I've got some coming. And so that bodes very well for our real estate market for the summer market. Day on market's really interesting right now. Our average day on market, you could see 2020, 2021, 2022, things were really, really low. And you know, seasonally, they're gonna be high in the winter and lower in the summer. And that's exactly what we're seeing. We had I'm sorry, I'm looking at median. Well, it's about the same average. But you can see our average day on market in January was pretty high. It's 57. It hasn't been that high since January, February 2019. So we're going to take a look and see what happens with our days on market. I would, if our interest rates come down, I think we're going to see more and more people come back into the market. And if more people are coming back into the market, that's going to drive down our days on market. It's simply a supply and demand situation here. Okay. Now, we've taken a look at sales price. We've looked at days on market. Months of supply is here. This is how we calculate months of supply. And it's a couple of different theories here. One is if homes are selling at the same rate. So if homes sell at the same rate as they did, let's say for March, and nothing else comes on the market, how long will it take the homes that are already on the market to be sold if they're selling at the same rate? There's a lot of suppositions there. So 2.8 months of inventory. We were down at 2.6 in December. Again, some of this is seasonal. A lot of people are not putting their houses on the market in December, January. So we're going to have less demand. We're going to have less homes on the market, less supply. So, okay. One thing that I really, really love to take a look at is showings to pending. And what that means is how many showings does it take once your house goes on the market to go under contract? What are the average number of showings from the day it's listed to the day it goes under contract? We in our real estate market or our MLS have a showing service, and we all use that showing service. So there's a ton of data with us all using that. So right now in our market, in our region, we are looking at an average of 13 showings from listing to under contract. Okay. You want 13 sets of feet in the door, 13 showings on average to get your home under contract. Now, this is a really, really good piece of data if you have your home on the market. Are you creeping close to your 13 showings? You know, some areas, of course, are going to be higher average. Some areas are going to be a lot lower. But on average, if you're not getting 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 showings, you might want to be taking a look at your pricing. And if you are getting 13, 14, 15, 20 showings, but you don't have an offer yet, also time to take a look at your pricing. You're almost there, but not quite. So this is a really interesting piece of data. I think if you're looking at listing your home this year, this is a piece of data you want to look at. You want to look at things like months of supply for your zip code or your neighborhood or your town. You want to look at days on market. How long is your marketing time in your location? And also, how many people need to get in that door before you get to an offer? Also good data. All right, I've been talking a lot. I'm going to have a cup of coffee, little sip, and we're going to talk about something else. Okay. Now, I love this data that we've been looking at. And I think it's really, really interesting. It's data that is so important for you as a homeowner. If you're thinking about buying or selling, especially buyers, you want to know what's going on with inventory. You want to know what's going on with average sales price. And I can dial in this data for a neighborhood, a zip code, a town, a county, whatever you're looking at. So if you need some information, certainly reach out to me. 704-617-0847 is my cell number. You can shoot me a text. Also, I want to talk to you about a neighborhood that's coming into our region that is really, really interesting to me. Today, I have a closing on a house in Sun City. If you have driven down 521 outside of Ballantyne into South Carolina. Sun City is down in the Indian Trail or Indian Land, Lancaster area. And it is a 55 plus community that has over 3,000 single family, some few townhomes and a few condos. Okay. Over 3,000 homes in this neighborhood. It's massive. And it is, I think it's like camp. It has a golf course. It has pickleball, tennis courts, bocce courts. They have a community garden, like you name it, they've got it. Big, big, big community center. I just think it's great. And I have a client that's moving here from Chicago. She wants to play golf. That's all she wants to do. And so we found her a great house in Sun City. And there's another neighborhood in Weddington called Cresswinds. It actually has a Monroe address that is also a 55 plus community. I have a client that has bought in there and they love that neighborhood. Now, Lennar is putting in a neighborhood a little bit further south off of 521 below Sun City, and it's called the Roslyn neighborhood, and they are planning for 1,860 homes. This is going to be a massive neighborhood, smaller than Sun City, but it is going to be a massive place to live. Now, I've taken a look at the neighborhood. They've just started in there this year. They have homes that range right now from the high 300s, 360, 370, up to homes in the high fives. They have three different, I'm not sure if they're neighborhoods or if they've just got three different style homes they're building. But these are all going to be geared for 55 plus. And this neighborhood is going to have a lot of amenities. Now, it doesn't appear that there's going to be a golf course in this neighborhood, but swimming, pickleball, social stuff. They said they're going to have yoga rooms. And so there's going to be a lot to do in this neighborhood. And, you know, the 55 plus community type neighborhoods are very, very popular. They are growing, as you can see. And if you have thought about moving into something like that and you are wanting more information, feel free to reach out to me. I'm not in the 55 plus neighborhoods yet, but I'm getting close. And I think that they're a great place to live. The homes are low maintenance. Most of these neighborhoods have yard work built into your HOA dues. And I just think that they're a great place to live, be part of a community with folks your own age and live a great life. So if you wanted some more information about this neighborhood, Roslyn or Sun City or Cresswinds or any of the other 55 plus communities, I have a lot of knowledge about it, and I think that there's going to be more and more of them come up through the years here in this area. I do like the Lancaster, South Carolina area. There used to be nothing down there, and now there's a lot. And that location, taxes, as we know in South Carolina, are quite a bit lower. If you are military and retired, there's some benefits. Especially if you have disability, there's some benefits to South Carolina. South Carolina's got a homestead tax, so your taxes are pretty low. And I just think it's a great place to live. And I suspect my next move is going to be to South Carolina instead of North. But I just think these are great places to live. The location's good. There's a lot of shopping and that sort of thing. And I enjoy being down in that part of the world quite a bit. And I'm happy to see another neighborhood, a massive neighborhood, go into the Lancaster area. But if you are looking for some information about that, feel free to reach out. I also have a newsletter. Go to charlottemarketbuzz.com. So that's CLTMarketBuzz.com. and just fill out the little form and we will put you on our email list. We will not spam you, but we do have a newsletter that goes out every Thursday. And we talk about what's going on in the market, but it also has some information about things going on in the Charlotte region over the weekend. So if you're looking for something to do, look for my newsletters on Thursday and find something fun to do over the weekend. So this is going to be the end of my first show. I really, really appreciate your time today. Look forward to seeing you. And again, if there's anything I can do for you, have any questions about the real estate market, my name is Ann Rudd and my number is 704-617-0847. Shoot me a text. I'll be happy to talk to you about our real estate market and how it can help you. And tune in tomorrow, 9:30 a.m., Monday through Friday. Like and subscribe this, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.